congratulations on the hard-fought win. I want to start at the beginning of the series, though. You guys had to prepare kind of in darkness. You had to buy into the semifinals. Last time we spoke, you said you guys are having a very hard time playing on 4.4. How did you prepare coming into this playoff series?
Pretty much we had like a very, very big talk with Reggie, which helped us out like a lot. We were improving a lot, and I feel like we were actually in a really good spot, but we didn't do any of those things that we learned in the first 2 games, unfortunately. But I feel like we knew what to do, and we weren't like as confused as we were the other weeks. We just didn't really manage to like do it in the first 2 games.
Reggie, what were the things you had taught this team? What were the things they were dropping as well?
So one of the biggest things when I came back was I was helping them with rotations, and just like how the game should be played out in general. And like the first 2 games that came in, they just like didn't do anything we went over. Like we literally reviewed what we were gonna do for like 4 hours yesterday. And the guys are super tired. Like I went over the concept like 5 times in a row. And then after the first game, I like went up stage. I'm like, all right, guys, you guys didn't follow the plans. Just do it this time, right? The second game, they go in. It was a little shaky. They didn't follow the plan again. I'm like, oh my god. But overall, when you practice something, it's not guaranteed. But the higher it increases your chances of doing it better. So we just need to practice it more and just come up with more solid plans.
Now, Reggie, I can help but notice your voice seems a little hoarse. Are you cheering your team on throughout the game?
I think it's the PAX Plague, maybe, with the cheering.
The first game, I was shouting. The second game, like it was so intense. I actually thought that CLG was going to take the game, and then Special came up with the flash hook. If Link flashed it, it would have been a much harder game. But he got caught by the hook, and we snowballed into Baron. Darius also made a huge play bottom, solo killing Jax. And what happened there was, we just snowballed the game and won. But like that game was a very hard match, and we were slowly climbing back in. It looked really grim though. So I was just shouting and going crazy, and I was like so nervous. Like I didn't even want to watch the match at one point.
So, I mean, you talk about this match being so important and nerve-wracking and whatnot. I mean, it's the long-time rivalry, TSM versus Counterlogic Gaming. I know, Reggie, you're now, coaching in the role must be harder for you, but, Bjergsen, you're kind of absorbing this one now, right? And you're the new you're the MVP of TSM, right? You're leading the charge. What's this match mean to you?
Also, because I played against Dexter a lot, and we're good friends, so I kind of have that rivalry too. So I had a rivalry with Dexter, and then we just end up on CLG and TSM. So we kind of have like a friendly rivalry, and then I just join in on the CLG versus TSM bandwagon, pretty much.
You just keep it going. All right, so I want to talk to you then. We'll get ourselves into the games now. Gigantic team fight for you guys. It pretty much sealed the deal there down at Dragon, Game 3, if we can get that replay up on your screen. I want you to walk me through how you chose to engage this fight.
Yeah, I think we went a little bit too hard here. Special and Darius should have definitely backed off earlier with Odd One, and we would have just been at the Dragon earlier. So Special takes a little bit too much damage because we went in too hard, but we're just so far ahead at this point. We're at 8K, I didn't even realize we were that far ahead. So we kind of like engage and disengage. Here I actually go for double lift, but Afro has an amazing headbutt that pretty much just like stops my kill on double lift. But then again, we're just so strong and we just pretty much like roll over them. I would say if Afro didn't actually use that headbutt, I would probably have insta-killed double lift, so that was really well played by him.
You actually mentioned that you were you didn't realize you were 8,000 gold ahead.
Yeah.
How do you sort of catalog advantages in your head? Like, how do you realize, like, oh, we took a bunch of health, but even in like a 4v5, we're okay?
Like at least I knew we were like at least 5K ahead, so I knew we were a lot stronger. But it's like when your support misses or uses all and then we don't get the engage on, and then he gets really chunked. It's hard to know exactly like how much of that gold really matters into a team fight if you're pretty much just lacking one member from the beginning of the fight.
So I actually want to press you on a couple other things that happened throughout the series. You picked up mid lane Karma here. I know Karma was a big top laner in Europe last split. I don't know if you pulled it up from seeing those games. Like, what's the deal with Karma mid?
I played Karma a lot in solo queue, even back in EU, but I never really felt like it fit the meta. Now the meta is a lot about, unless you're on like CLG's comp in like game 2 or game 1, it's a lot about kiting back. And if you have like the speed up, you have the slow, you have good poke, you have good siege. I feel like Karma is just an overall good champion. She's a lot like Nidalee, but with kind of a stronger mid early, but less poke, but better like zoning control. And it just depends on the game what we really want to go for. And we feel like Karma gives some more early mid game pressure, and that's where we really wanted to get ahead in the game.
Well, it's actually good you bring this up then, because our next replay is actually your pentakill in game 2. If you want to pull that replay up, Bjergsen, if you want to do the honors, talk to me about how this all came about for you.
We're pretty far ahead here. Like, we got Baron. I think I just got like a major buy. It's Athene's Deathcap and Void Staff. They get kind of a half-ass engage, so they can't really do too much to us here. And we run back a bit. We're not really sure if we want to fight because they're not going too hard either. They only get Shockwave on Darius. He's a massive tanks. Double lift goes a bit too far in. So Special just gets a good flash play. I don't know. We just pretty much rolled over them. I think I managed to shield Darius. No, I shield Wild Turtle instead. That's a misclick. But look how much damage my Mantra Q does. And we just pretty much just win the team fight from there. I got a good 3-man Q on them, but even then, I think we would have just won the fight.
All right, so I'll just kind of fill on you, and then right here.
Yeah, I wasn't actually sure if I pressed my ult before I queued, so I was kind of worried I wouldn't get the penta, but I did get it.
So how did it feel? Like you're like, oh my god, we came back in game 2, because I know you said you're already winning, but like you're down game 1, you've got to win that one. Is that like when you realize we're back in the series, or was it the earlier fight?
It was just like when we called Link, I just knew we were back in the game. Even getting the penta, I didn't feel as excited as I think I should have, or people expected me to, because I'm like, damn, I think we should have lost that game. And that's that's what went through my head. Was like, I got the penta, but I think that we should have lost that game. But
first thought.
Like, at least we capitalized on their mistake, and that's really what mattered.
Yeah, and that went really well. So you guys won game 3. Reggie, I want to direct this next question to you. You guys know that tomorrow you're going to fight the winner of Curse versus Cloud9. That's the next match. Where are you going to watch that from?
We're probably just going to watch it from backstage and just talk about the game and probably rewatch the games a lot tonight and just come up with a good strategy for it. It's definitely going to be a tough match, but you know, we're going to try our best and come in with a good plan. I think we feel a lot more comfortable after beating CLG. It was just one of those things where we haven't played a match in 2 weeks, and going into it, we're worried because of all the new changes. But it looks like we're gonna have a good strategy going in for it tomorrow. Well,
that's good. You guys seem to adapt throughout the day. Of course, Reginald, good birthday present there to win the semifinals. Your team is top 2 now. If you can win tomorrow, you'll go into the All-Star Invitational. I guess Bjergsen, you're going regardless, either in the challenge or the Invitational. So we'll see you in France. So. You guys, incredibly well played game. The best of 3 went through for you guys. Really awesome stuff. So I guess I'm trying to think of what the next thing to say is. I guess our next match, Cloud9 versus Curse. How do you feel about those 2 teams?
We've been scrimming Curse a lot, and I think that they actually looked a lot stronger in scrims than they did against Dig yesterday. Maybe they had they just have to feel confident, but I feel like they've definitely improved a lot. And I think if Cloud9 don't, if they underestimate them the slightest, I think Curse can easily pull out, not easily, but they can pull out a win if Cloud9 doesn't play their fullest.
Reggie, how about you?
Curse has been looking really strong lately, but the games in Dignitas looked really sloppy. I think that Dignitas should have won that game, but they ended up throwing it at Baron like always. That's kind of mean, but it's true. You know, the games were really close. C9's the type of team where, you know, if you lose advantage, they're going to snowball on you completely. So with that type of play, they're not going to win. But, you know, they were doing really well against instant scrims, and they were playing a lot better than what they showcased. I think if they can just get it together, pick good champions, just come in, they can definitely take the match if they just play well. They're really good if they're on their best, but, you know, they have off days as well.
All right, well, guys, thank you very much. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you tomorrow in the finals, the best of 5. That'll be fun no matter who you're facing against. Well, after the break, we're going to get to our next semifinal matchup, Cloud9 versus Curse. But first, TSM is one step closer towards winning the